This is certainly not the best of times for Governor David UMAHI of Ebonyi State and his deputy, Dr. Eric Igwe. The duo were last Tuesday sacked from their respective offices by a federal high court in Abuja following their defection from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). Their sack came about a year to the expiration of their second tenure in office. Justice Inyang Eko, who delivered the judgment, maintained that UMAHI and Igwe have defected to the APC. They not only jettisoned the PDP but also the vote that guaranteed their re-election. He had that the total number of 393,343 votes the defendants UMAHI and Igwe secured during the March 9, 2019 governorship election in Ebonyi State belonged to the PDP and same could not be legally transferred to the APC. There is no constitutional provision that made the ballot transferable from one party to the other. Justice Eko held, adding that PDP was bound to retain the votes and mandate that mandate was given to its electorate in Ebonyi State. In conclusion, let me put it this way: the third and fourth defendants did not on their own win the election of 9th March 2019, become governor and deputy governor of Ebonyi State, respectively. They were sponsored by the plaintiff PDP in compliance with the provision of Section 221 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Therefore, it was the plaintiff that the electorate voted for. They cannot remain in the office of governor and deputy governor, respectively, of Ebonyi State after their defection without the plaintiff that the electorate voted for. On the other hand, second defendant APC was not the party elected by the electorate in the election of 9th March 2019 to govern Ebonyi State. Therefore, the second defendant APC cannot govern Ebonyi State through the third and fourth defendant when it did not win the election that produced the governor and deputy governor. The constitution is put in jeopardy where the will of electorate when they voted for a political party can be brazenly mechanized by candidates without consequence. The act of the second, third, and fourth defendants and the position of their respective counsel in this case are directed at political dismantling of the 1999 Constitution as amended. It must be stopped forthwith, the judge held. Consequently, the court restrained both UMAHI and Igwe further parading themselves as the governor and deputy governor of Ebonyi State, even as it directed the PDP to submit to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) names of those that will replace them. Alternatively, the court ordered INEC to conduct fresh governorship election in the state in accordance with Section 177C of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Justice Eko noted that the Section 68(1)(g) and Section 109(g) of the Constitution expressly made provision for sanction for lawmakers that abandon political parties that sponsor their election for another one. He said it did not mean that others that occupy elected positions should jump political ships at will. The court equally ordered 16 members of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly that joined the governor and his deputy to move over to the APC on November 17, 2020 to vacate their seats. Okay. The judgment followed suit marked FAC ABJ/CS/920/21 and FAC ABJ/CS/104/21, which the PDP lodged before the court. Meanwhile, UMAHI, Igwe, and the affected lawmakers, among whom included the deputy and speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, all have gone before the Court of Appeal in Abuja to set aside the judgment which said occasioned grave miscarriage of justice against them. UMAHI had, in a fit of rage after he was notified about his sack, accused Justice Eko of doing a hatchet job. While addressing a press conference, UMAHI said, "I am still the governor of Ebonyi State and there is no tension at all. In the first place, there is no constitutional provision for any hatchet man to remove a governor." There are three ways whereby a governor can vacate his office. It is either by death, resignation, and impeachment. There is no other constitutional provision that empowers a hatchet man to turn the constitution upside down. I have listened to the judgment of Inyang Echo, and it is very obvious that he was on a mission. He was making all efforts to upturn the ruling of the APC and Supreme Court on issues like this. We have heard the rumors before now that he was determined to give judgment against all known laws and the constitution, first to embarrass the APC and to equally embarrass the federal government. For me, I do not even feel worried, but I feel so bad for the judiciary in Nigeria. The executives may have problems, the legislature may have problems, but the moment justice could be purchased, then we are in trouble in Nigeria. Okay. Oh. He has said many things. This man, this thing has been purchased. So now, other governors who did the same thing, like the governor of Akwa Ibom, no, Cross River, the governor of Cross River and the governor of Zamfara. Now, the PDP in Zamfara now, they've gone to court. A lot of people or a lot of lawyers have tried to argue this whole thing, that it is an individual they voted for. That of course it can be used as the platform, the party platform can be used to drive the candidate. That in most of the time it is the candidates that people vote for. Which is true, but in this case you cannot separate the two, in as much that the electorate voted for the party, a candidate, not the party. It depends, but because the two, they go along. The people who are arguing from the other side that it is the person that will be there. You can't just go and put votes on the party, because it's not the party that will just carry out the assignment. It is UMAHI that will carry out the assignment. That's why they always say that you submit your credentials and what have you to check your antecedent, to check what you have been doing, and that will make or prepare people to say they want to vote for you. So it's understandable, but without the party you can't do. Maybe now that they said they have independent candidates now, they've accepted that there should be independent candidate that can just run for this thing. But I don't think it is really because people are just saying it, but it's not really granted, because people have been crying for this independent candidate. But now they said they have approved it, or they've signed it into law. But I don't think it is really like that, because people are not really too happy about that. But that being said, what happens now is that you can't separate the two. You can't separate the candidate. You can't separate the party as well, because without the party there's no way you will be there, and without the person, the party also cannot just stand. So at the end of the day, the party will still have we still have more advantage. That is just the way I see it. The party will still have an advantage concerning that. So it is not possible for the man to just leave. So when you leave, so what is not the benefit of the party? So what will the party say that it is their own gain? You can't just take everything. And also, if really you want to leave the party, you can leave the party. But yes, you can leave the party, or you resign, and so they put somebody else. You can as well leave. If you want to leave, you want to come to another party, it's left for you. But you can't just take yourself and the vote of the party and this thing, because the party, the electorate did not vote for the party. Just like I said, the two are intertwined. You can't differentiate the two. You can't separate the two from each other, from the party, the party and the candidates. If you are saying that, the people just voted for the candidate, not the party. But of course, you can't. That's why you can't separate it. And now these guys are just are shaking now. The governor of Zamfara State and the governor of Cross River. So let us see how all of this will play out at the end of the day. So guys, leave your comment down there below and let's have your take.